I changed the scene and all of a sudden sirens are blaring in the background. I don't know if that's a sign of things to come or or that.
Gilla moves. Hey everyone.
Before we get started, Pockets, thank you so much for the bits. Really freaking appreciate it. And Steve, thank you so much for the 2 whole ass years of support. Really freaking appreciate it. Can I get some Kevin and Riches in chat, please? And Kelvin, thank you so much for the 11 months of support. Really freaking appreciate it. Can you get some Kevin and Riches in chat as well? So last time we mostly had a conversation with the dude that was basically the living embodiment of every Facebook news group ever. He was going on about how perfect his skull was and really craving a ham sandwich. And we realized we were the fork in a roll made of soup. So that's where we left off. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Happy Friday.
Rank up!
Let's go, Brara, let's go.
Let's go? Let's go indeed. Well, I hope there isn't any goo. Like, I don't have shoes to protect me from the goo. I have shoe to protect me from the goo. But Wexford, thank you so much for the 27 months of support. Really freaking appreciate it.
Sorry to hear your shoes have been defeated, Gilla Smoke.
You can almost hear the sigh in Brian TTS just going like Hope, thank you so much for the 21 months of support. Really freaking appreciate it. Can you just get a wall of Kevin and Richards, please? Thank you all so much. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Happy Friday, and hopefully everybody's got some good plans for the weekend. Mine is to play some tabletop RPGs and have some fun. But Gypsy, Pockets, Steve, Last Order, Loin, Martian, Kelvin, how's it going? And Adrian, Wexford, Hope, how's it all going? I am very excited for this. I'm very excited for this. It's been a very strange and surreal ride that I've really just wanted to kind of let wash over me in like the purest sense. Just kind of sit back and let the game unfold itself. It's been fantastically presented so far, and it's a really surreal experience, especially considering how good the writing was. I've taken the day off plus next week. Nice. Gotta play some good video games. Gotta get in on that Final Fantasy 14 grind. And also, if y'all can do me a massive favor, please do go follow up my good friend Hope. He is an absolute comfy man of pure wholesomeness. Do go check him out. Great dude, great friend. I've been hearing about Hi-Fi Rush for the last 2 days, I think. People have been really enjoying that. It kind of just dropped out of nowhere, didn't it? And Martian, my throat is doing better as far as I can tell. Like right now, the way it is apparently is that whenever I get something akin to like a cold or a flu, my voice just shuts down. So every once in a while, whenever I catch a cold or something like that, or who knows, during hay fever season what's going to happen, I just lose most of the ability to speak, but that's all right. We'll get through it. That said, though, I did start working on something that I've been wanting to work on for a while. A pretty long lasting idea that I've been wanting to do was to kind of just write more about video games, kind of learn to write about video games, maybe write some articles, some reviews, or something like that. And I figured it would be a perfect supplemental, especially in times like this where sometimes I'm unable to stream. I can just still kind of interact with you all by kind of giving you guys some content to hopefully enjoy. So I started working on a little bit of a pet project. It's going to be a super rudimentary site, as I'm still not sure what I want to shape it as. So it's going to be very much a work in progress for like the next year or so, depending on how much you guys enjoy it. But basically, I'm just gonna put up a bunch of like extended reviews on games that we finished on the stream for now, to just kind of practice a little bit of article writing and just kind of get better at writing in general for videos as well. So I'm very excited for that. But let's continue. Also, Subaru made a fantastic little logo. And I'm going to show you guys one of the mascots. Give me just a second. I need y'all to witness this. Let's see. Give me a second. Here's the little dude. Here he is. Look at him. Look at the little dude. Look at him. I am so excited for this. All right. But he doesn't have a shoe. He doesn't need to. It's a Tanuki. End of day debrief with Kim. Okay, so that's for later. This is for tomorrow. No, we have to I gotta show you all the other one. Hang on. Gotta show you all the other one. It is beautiful. Look at it. Look at that little dude. He is so freaking round. Alright, let's see though. Find out who's in the union box. They're not there today. Most likely they'll eventually show up, so that's likely going to be tomorrow. We've got to talk to Kuno, unfortunately. Who else has unauthorized access? This is something for later. We need to get into the harbor, or we need to find our badge to convince Joyce to give us some info on the lynching. We could try to ask around, see if anybody knows. I wanted to talk to the old lady about and see if she responds to something on the tattoos. So let's see if we can actually get a conversation about that. We did get a little bit of background info on some of the lore of this place. Wait, maybe he knows?
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
Let's see. We're still on day 1. Does this game have limited time?
Hello again, officer. How are things? Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
It's alright, didn't mean to
Okay.
startle you. Hey, Super Duck, how's it going? Let's see, how did I get there? Oh right, it's around these fine folks. I haven't had a job for years. Got my Dead Space PS5 copy? Hell yeah, I've been hearing some really good reports on that.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Okay, so that's a little bit of a dead end. Maybe Kim can help us out
Yes?
here. No, not. Hey, Shock, how's it going? You mean the Callista Protocol? It's very much one of those games where you have to, like, completely immerse yourself in the experience. Like, I really enjoyed that in the first Dead Space.
Rank up!
Can't be here because I wanna play it but no 7.
Raycat, thank you so much for the 13 months of support. Really freaking appreciate it, my dude. Hopefully you're doing well. Gonna get some Kevins and Riches in chat, please. And please do go play Disco Elysium. It's been a fantastic ride so far. Absurd, but fantastic. Wait, the bookshelf is interactable, so let's see what
The
happens.
plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
I'm very excited to try it. I really, really loved the PS3 version of Dead Space, which was the one that I originally played. It's super immersive, especially with a very good headset. You get in here like the little details in the sound, and you just start to realize just how much attention to detail the developers paid to everything going on in terms of like the atmosphere and environment.
I would say the greatest innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is an
A
innocence?
very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system,
And how's it going, Miss
creating
Wexford?
a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
Which of these innocents is the coolest and
Perhaps
greatest?
for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings.
So you recommend it?
Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
Imagine the chaos you're in right now.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
Let's just
A
get in.
true cultural touchstone.
Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one
What is
of his
Occidental?
eyeballs and cocaine into the other. Next to that, Rivasholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
Ah, I see, Wexford. Thank you.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse though, but not too long.
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
I already bought a book. Lady.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Storekeep, what books are these?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Oh, that is... Oh, the pseudoscience.
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver.
This is
And-
strangely applicable to our unknown detective.
There's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Find something truly otherworldly.
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale.
What is the
book
pale?
contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted. The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale. Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed in nothing but a towel, to thrash you while you're spread naked and helpless on a cool slab.
I mean, I have seen Antichrist with Willem Dafoe. I know what this is all about.
It is, and good for the circulation too.
What
It
else?
also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pail. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pail and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired.
And what does this pale-aged liquor do?
Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health.
I should probably get my hands on some of that. What else
For
is in
general
there?
health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pail. Though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions. This is exactly what you need. I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper, but this pale territory sounds sort of dangerous. Maybe you shouldn't walk in it naked.
It's kind of terrifying to think that Halligan's logic might actually apply to Disco Elysium.
There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations. You close the book and return it to its place on the shelf.
All right, I don't have anything to buy anymore, but I did buy a book, so I can be enriched.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man. From the right shoulder, it still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but gone. For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone close to the victim might know.
Okay, so I need to find somebody.
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego. The book is large and heavy.
Isake, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Crack open this immense tome. Not just any tome, but an immense one.
Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready?
Sure,
That's
why
the
not?
spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocent Dolores Day? Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat, and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a wreath, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Another choice, perhaps? Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one. A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. That is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day.
Let's try
Incorrect.
Sola.
Sola was anointed during the previous century and even lived to see the current one. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind and largely left history to its own devices, encouraging people to excel on their own rather than prescribing to a deified model of history. She is often called an anti-innocent. Sola resigned after an assassination attempt by a Yugo nationalist who blamed her for not taking the side of the left during the turn-of-the-century revolutions. Innocences don't usually resign. Care to try again? Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Aurum. As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence? Dolores.
I really want to poke the bear on this one.
Incorrect again. While she originated many modern institutions, launched several successful expeditions, and was even critical of the Innocentic system itself, and somehow keeps popping up in your mind, she is not often considered the strongest. Even though the words most associated with her rule are l'amour, la compassion, la autodiscipline, love, compassion, self-control, which could be seen as facets of strength. Would you like to try again? Please, relax. Correct. Named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation. Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Question 3. Who was the false innocence? Okay, it wasn't Dolores Day. She's not false. No, stop thinking it. I said it wasn't her. She was true. Incorrect. Kedra is a large nation in the mid-northern area of the Mawindi Isola,
Hey, Liquid, how's it going?
north of the Occident, between the Ilmarin mountain range and the Pacentic Mare Interregnum. Care to try again?
You know what's really interesting? I just realized we know very little about the way that this world is constructed. Just some grandstanding facts about the war and some bits and pieces of the current state of the economy. So I just realized that, like, reading up on any bits of history is completely provided without context. And it does provide some interesting insights into the whole of Disco Elysium, but it doesn't really tell you much about the road itself, and yeah. Hey Thomas, how's it going? You tuned into Disco Elysium, where I still am wearing one shoe.
Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences, some assumed to have innocentic qualities, some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of these was Ernau Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra. Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence? The most important of them all. Correct. The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence. A most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from inter-esolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful, and more beautiful, and more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated.
An F minus. Forget the dungeon, you didn't even make it out of the parking lot.
A D. Not particularly remarkable, but technically a passing grade. Not that anyone really expected better.
Oh, thank you, game.
You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
And damn you, arrogant
What's
book.
going on with you?
It thinks it's so smart. Goddamn.
Okay.
You are shouting at an inanimate object, like a real
I've been
weirdo.
having
No
arguments
wonder you
with,
seem to have trouble with the right answers.
Man, something's weird about this book.
Oh, there it is.
You should do something fun instead. Rock out. Forget about it.
Lonesome, long way home. Advanced race theory. Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery has cleared up. All that's left to do is verbalize your thoughts. Go and talk to Measurehead about
Oh
your newly
no.
found
Okay,
insights.
so our only 2 options are Kuno and the ham sandwich man. I was pretty lucky to get what? Wexford. Hey Novo, and how's it going? God, this ridiculous game. It's beautiful. I thought you would have failed. I didn't leave Dolores alone. This does mean that I spend my hard-earned money on anything but the exact thing that I needed it to spend it on. Which is the hotel room. This is going to be a very conversation moment. I think we spent like a good hour listening to this man go on and on during the last stream.
The unpromising race pupil returns. And everyone can see that. It has little to do with the race enigma.
Baby, don't be mean. Give him another chance.
Anything for you, babe. Fascinating. The Revacholian degenerate shows signs of racial self-reflection. How did you accomplish this little feat? So it would seem, Throlaful. I find myself at a crossroads. On one hand,
Yeah, I
this
was coughing.
pathetic self-therapy has little to do with the great mystery of living organisms, the race enigma. And, of course, you will not be able to free yourself from the yoke of rule. It is too late.
He pauses in
It may
heroic
be
doubt.
lethal to stop at this point. But still, if the Revacholian degenerate is capable of critical thought, he may still prove a race adversary. Why should I help my adversary?
Jean, baby. Do the heroic thing.
That is not possible. The game of Shahmat you play against the rules tricks is unwinnable. The days, the weeks, the months will wear you out. The Occidental Haplogroup is incapable of long-term lucid thoughts. You will not. You cannot withstand the wasteland of realite.
It's super hard, Jean. My mom couldn't do it either.
Very well. You may enter once. Our conversation here has concluded.
Well done. Let's go.
Okay, I think I opened it up. I somehow managed to bluff myself through that conversation. Oh, can you please stop doing this? For some reason, this staircase keeps bugging out on me. Like, I'm incapable of walking down the stairs. There you go, okay. Oh, wait, the pointer shifts direction on that. Gotcha. Hey, Zion, how's it going? Did I even need to go here? I don't trust that the game autosaved.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Don't drop everything, Gypsy.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Wait, what? Where's the door I'm supposed to enter? Is it this door that I'm supposed to enter? Oh. We're the unpromising pupil. So chat, is there a time restriction on this game? Oh hell yeah.
The tarpaulin cloak is still hanging on the railing. The white rectangle of the Revachol Citizens Militia is clearly visible on its back. As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
I'm going to attempt to run this game into the ground with my rubber gloves. And my patrol cloak. Ooh. Gives me +1 shivers. I like that. I already don't have any money, so we'll see where it goes. We're nice and warm though. Hey Witness, how's it going?
rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block.
Learn to jump or become a racist.
Wow, what a deep game.
Good luck, Miss Wexford. And thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. With a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. This crane was built with a purpose, which has now been fulfilled. To move this container. Who can say? All you know is, it's special.
I can't see how that was worth the records, except for seeing the crane in action.
It is important to press buttons when presented. Give you some brain rot for not being able to jump off a ledge? Yes?
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
I think there's something special about this container.
You do? Because I don't.
What? Why
there
not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
It was hanging from the crane.
You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container.
This is
We're
true.
not here to interact with containers. We are here to get the body down from the tree.
Knock on the door.
You
Open the door.
attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked.
I think
To
Kim
your
is running
left,
out of patience.
The lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Yeah, why am I?
Why are you what?
Anything at
Now
all.
is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
I think, therefore I am crane game. Game? Hello? Oh, hey, money. Hell yeah. Can't seem to open that though. Oh, more money. Nice. I'll take it all. It is time for me to become insanely wealthy.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
He's got a good singing voice.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard. Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I appreciate that my empathy is guilt-tripping me for not enjoying the moment.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am, yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them. Sure, mister. About what? Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
That seems rather unproductive in the long run, though.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Evrard telling him to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
But what did they
I guess the boys
actually
got a bit
do?
too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Let's hear about this fight you got
remember
into.
I was the runt of the class. The bigger boys always used to pick on me.
Leo is such a merry
I had a bit
dude.
of a temper back in the day. Flew off the handle like nobody's business. But Mr. Evrard and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head. Noel never started another fight with anyone after. Mr. Evrard and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Evrard. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here. Yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everard is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am.
I think you're doing a great job. Let's encourage him.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
Why did I get a trophy for that?
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright.
The white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinaise, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day.
What's in the container over there?
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
I'm looking for the leader of the dock workers union.
Oh, you want Mr. Everard then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinaise what it is today. Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where I can find this man.
Mr. Everard is usually in his office, of course. But you gotta be quick if you want to see him. He leaves around 10 p.m. Bye-bye now.
What a cheerful dude.
The 15th Indo tribe.
God, the artwork,
Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule in Celinda. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses. Only you remain.
I really just noticed that I'm looking forward to the next conversation more and more throughout this entire game. That's the thing that's been really carrying it for me. Hello? Ah, there we go.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
A tiny chair.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
Oh, hell no. I need a name, damn it.
To throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Emphasis on violating.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
I'm taking the check.
Don't mention it. But also, don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
Is he?
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Wait. How does he know about that?
I know everything, Harry. Right now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Uh-oh. I'm taking an extra one just in case.
God, you're sweating.
Even on an 8, I failed.
You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
I am not about to cry.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What Is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down.
Uh-oh, I might actually lose all my morale.
Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Keep sliding down like a jello shot. There are no Harrys.
Everard is distracted by your odd behavior. The lieutenant's eyes are mapping everything around you. The folder, desk, papers on the wall.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or
No,
something?
you can't, because you can't get out of that chair. We just established that. How can you leave at 10?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Tim's patience has just reached the boiling point. And this man is about to erupt into a volcano of detective work.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions.
Let's see. Oh, I want to talk. Going to leave now, but we might talk again later.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
I am.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what?
And gets over it in 2 seconds. Seems like it didn't really hurt him.
I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what...
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Let's ask for help.
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can certainly see how having him up there might
I'm just gonna let him do the talking from this point. I can't do anything but slide down from the chair. Like an amorphous blob of jello.
But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And, Jean, please take it easy with the race signs. He's had enough of that. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you. Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help you. Like
hey, Cerberus, how's it going?
Body. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
Since there's a but.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
The art reminds me of an author. What was his name? I honestly don't quite know. Hang on. Let's see. Are we door opening machines? You've heard wrong. We're not.
You're being too modest, my friend. But don't worry. This annoying thing I have is completely legal. I just need you to open a door.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming. Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top.
Why don't you just open it yourself?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You
in
want
circles,
to send
maybe.
someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? Of course, Harry, I understand. But if that's the case, I don't think we'll ever find your gun. Even worse, we won't be able to speak like equals about the murder. Perhaps this was just bad timing for you. Know that you can always come back to me. I really hope you do. For your sake, my sake, and for your gun's sake too.
Yes, we both understand what you meant.
This may be the only way, he thinks. I won't hold it against you. In fact, we probably should reconsider later.
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
So that's really my name?
So it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you?
Why science fiction?
What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However,
I really wonder how much how nuanced the branching paths of this game are. Hang on just a quick second.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Where did you get that?
It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
You feel like a Dubois, but you don't feel like a Harry. Strange.
Don't be silly, Harry.
I don't really
Harry
like
Dubois,
it.
that's a real man's name. A union man's. Mr. Kitsuragi doesn't seem even slightly empathetic to your memory loss, Harry. I, however, wish to help you any way I can. Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is
just pals.
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are
I'm so
such
curious
good
about
friends,
what
and
the
I'm
story
helping
is
you
going to
get
be
that
behind
nasty
the
body down from the
tattoo.
tree. I'm not a jealous guy.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator. Of course, Harry.
I am
Let me
really
just
curious to
assure
see
you one
how
more time,
much the
it's
past
perfectly
branch
okay
on
to
very
share
specific
anything we discuss here
nuances.
with this Joyce.
Like,
This is a completely
if
transparent
you
organization.
don't utilize specific conversational topics with a game, then sort of flip that on you by having something happen to Joyce or something like that.
I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight
I just noticed
I
a
am
swordfish.
and how I'm helping you find your lost gum. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
It smells greasy, but smells of cocoa butter. That's such an oddly specific way to describe a man. Greasy, but smells of cocoa butter.
This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay.
Let's leave it at that for now.
You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man.
Shit.
Take.
I am not sure I'm okay with that.
Rigorous self-critique.
The absolute timing of that.
From the man you are. You once jerked off in the locker room and were caught. You held a young woman by the arm and kept her in your apartment for 20 minutes against her will. That's right. These are not flights of fancy. These are real deeds, Harry, emerging from the darkness of your past. You tried shooting a fleeing suspect in the foot, but hit him in the pelvis, crippling him for life. And, above all, you let life defeat you. All the gifts your parents gave you, all the love and patience of your friends, you drowned in a neurotoxin. You let misery win, and it will keep on winning till you die, or overcome it.
Red check failures, heal +1. Learning cap for pain threshold. Raised to 6. Where's pain threshold? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, interesting. Interesting. So that's basically how you level, how you allow more levels to be gained in specific skills. Let's see. Gypsy just gave me some tea. Exactly. No, she actually just gave me some tea. Because I asked. Would you be okay with making some tea? And she did. Which is very nice of her. Getting the body down. Oh, yeah, I figured that it was Measurehead. A bit of both. sometimes I find it a lot easier to describe something in English rather than in Dutch. In those cases, it really helps to speak English. No, Dunglish is something entirely different.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
I'll look around.
But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Take the
It's
picture.
a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René?
I'm gonna ask him about
You're
it.
really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure, as long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time.
Yeah, generally, like, we're exposed to a lot of English in comparison to the amount of Dutch.
Numerous empty wine bottles glisten in the rain. Someone partied really hard here.
Wait, how hard?
Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner,
Potent?
3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4 packs of cigarettes. It must have been pretty hard.
Did I do this?
Yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
This is really sad. I must have been miserable.
Yes. This scene isn't exactly
yes.
ripping with joy. Let's just move on.
Also, for some reason, certain things just sound off to me in Dutch, so English feels more comfortable. Yeah, same. Hey, Field, how's it going? It is Friday. Got any good plans for the weekend? Any good streams coming up? Speaking of the Dutch, I stream playing Hocus Pocus. Hey, playing some Focus. Hell yeah, man. Wait, is there a way for me to actually get up there? Doesn't seem to be. And if you can't believe it, it's a Friday once again. Hi-Fi Rush, so good. Streamed it yesterday, it's a banger. Been playing more off stream, nice. Did you do jazz hands though? No, I was violently shaking my desk. Have you guys seen the version of It's a Friday Once Again, where somebody superimposed all of the Fridays that he did into a single video? It's really something else.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Ever told you to help us get the body down from the tree?
So it was. My unpromising race pupil entered the harbor and used my superior to give me orders. I salute your cunning and will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
Also, I do need to take a quick break. Yeah, David Lynch is a is very much a person. Crazy in what sense, Steve? Every time I hear that tune, I want to play Deadly Premonition again. That is my constant state of being, to be honest. Also, Hope, if you're still here, the copy I got from Urban Rain got fixed. So we might be seeing that soon. But not badly enough to actually do it. Deadly Premonition 1 is fine. It's janky, but it's fine. Deadly Premonition 2 is an ordeal. Like, I like the game, but it's definitely not for everyone. I've been through 2 jobs, 3 different departments, and a whole lot of gaming adventures. Hell yeah. But are you in a good place now? That is the that's the real question here. All the whole tuning in every night for the streams. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's honestly one of the things that I find really cool is that like I've been doing this for nearly 10 years now. Like I've been on Twitch since technically late 2013, but I really started like taking streaming a bit more seriously in April. So I usually in April 2014. So I usually pick that as like the stream anniversary month-ish, because I never really noted down the date. Like I never really started streaming with the intention of like, oh, I have to get this goal or that. I just mostly wanted to I started streaming out of a need to kind of share my experiences with video games, and I kind of figured that Twitch was a great place to do so. And one of the things I find really cool is that over the years I've met so many people through this website and through this channel. And like throughout this, I've heard stories of people just kind of coming in after like 3 years and just telling me like, oh, I've done this and this and this, so I've been away for a while. And that's just incredible to hear that, honestly. That people are how do I say this? That people are still kind of coming back to the stream as a sort of constant, as their lives may have drastically changed past from where they were when they first entered the channel. And it's such a fascinating thing. All right, let's get the body down.
That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side.
Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that?
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it down ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup.
That means showing everyone that we're taking orders from the Union.
Yes, that is precisely what it means, homunculus. This is not going to happen any other way.
I am curious to see if we can talk our way out of this.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Yeah, we're the law around. Well, technically, this is a good thing, though, because this might actually open a bunch of doors that initially were closed to us. since the Union generally is considered the main body of law enforcement in this place.
Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everott's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small?
I was really blindsided by the clothes jab. I wish I could see the potential interaction between Musclehead and Kuno. I think Kuno will immediately run away as far as he can when he sees Musclehead approaches.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez.
Uh-oh. Or
It's
Measurehead.
Kuno. Then the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
You know, this game also makes me really want to play Shadowrun Returns again.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today. Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a Union man from now on.
Can we safely leave, though? That is the question. Because I reckon that these guys are not gonna let us pass after this display. Oh, come on, these fucking stairs, man. Every single goddamn time. There you go.
Right to work! Right.
Okay, so it doesn't really have any direct effect on him. Maybe on the next day, like, it loads in a bunch of triggers that allow you to change events in the other days. Wait, what happened to Kuno?
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Time to indoctrinate some children.
What is this shit? Talk normal to Kuno? You got your fuck bag down?
The huge kipped made him his bottom kipped, Kuno! Stay away from him!
The fuck about it?
Where's the rest
Kuno
of the armor?
doesn't give a shit about the armor. Kuno's fuck gimp's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant. Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too small for the armor.
Get the fuck out of here trying to fuck on me with that midget shit. Kuno's 12. He's huge. What are you? Fucking 80. When Kuno's 80, Kuno can fit 4 of you in Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Trying to fuck on Kuno! Fuck out of here!
I actively feel my brain cells dying when I'm talking to these children. It's a weird sensation. Like, it's not really like that my synapses are firing. It's more like there is an empty forming in the back of my head.
Kuno tried tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
Kuno doesn't care.
For Freeze, thank you so much for the 2 months of support. Really freaking appreciate it. Can I get some Kevin Richards in chat, please? Thank you so much. How are you doing? You threw it in the sea?
That shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk.
Not with that attitude, you're not.
You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate. Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union count fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows? So yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor. Go to the gate. Ask him yourself.
Yes, this troubadour has it. You can feel it.
Did you do that?
What are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
I hate words too. Words are difficult.
Did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing? This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here.
It's not what I asked, kid, but...
You hear the lieutenant hum. He's thinking the kid has amassed quite the vocabulary of law enforcement terms, but he's not going to stick his nose into this.
Me and my partner are wondering, do you guys puff Peter?
Kuno erupts into laughter, pointing his finger at you, then Kim, then back at you. An unfortunate choice of words, the lieutenant from Precinct 57 thinks. He looks at the harbor walls looming overhead. He could use a cigarette right about now.
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
He doesn't? I'm pretty convinced he doesn't care.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch.
Beautiful.
It's gently laid on one side.
This is what we get for listening to that man for an hour and a half. Every bit of dialogue is now underlined with that. Oh, man.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
Let's see if they actually change the name, though. Still name unknown. Let's see. Yeah, I've done a reasonable amount of stuff.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Don't we have someone else for this?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work, everything.
Yes, I feel like a detective.
Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now...
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Try to remove the man's boots.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Tell me something, dead man.
Looney Rooney. Come back later, Corporal.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Oh, that was a good sound though.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity. I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
We just fill this in, right? And show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger.
Right.
It's like, Kim is a champion for handling this man. Let's be real here. He's the real hero of this story. Just the infinite level of patience that this man has been displaying so far. It's incredible.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you know the protocol.
Open your ledger at the field autopsy form.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
That's you.
Right, Harry Dubois.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says,
Just patiently following along and teaches someone who's basically a newbie thanks to memory loss. Yeah, pretty much. But he also has like that sort of high school teacher vibes of just kind of letting them roam, right? It's really. He's really patient with the way that we've been handling this investigation so far, like the absurdities and all that. We're not dealing with like Dill Cooper levels of absurdity, but in the sense that, or eccentricities, I should say, since that is like more focused, but this is just kind of unhinged, just going with my gut. This sounds police-like. Let's go.
KK57-0803.0815.
Evident by the fact that he has not taken any time to assist with his memory loss, not even telling him his name. We never asked. We never asked anybody else but the people that started laughing at the fact that we asked.
Next, NA. Next, NA. Roughly 50.
the corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook.
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Fucky, fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
A strange word. Treatment.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Well, I don't agree with that being none. Simply because, like, it's interfering on our end. That would have been the case if we took the boots, right?
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed, A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External examination, summary internal.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
When am I gonna get them?
After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
This is a little voice in your head telling you, yes, it is okay to set this person on fire in a tabletop RPG. There will be no consequences to this whatsoever. Hey, Breakfast Sampler, how's it going? And hey, Bone Miser, how's it going? And yeah, nothing really has suggested, outside of his track record, nothing really has suggested that he is any level of competent at his job. Like, at least in the state that he was in before he lost his memory.
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a triggered mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stone.
Corpse wouldn't have male pattern baldness if he used keeps.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
Okay, that's now my favorite Kuno line. Velocity was fucking max.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
I can't save.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Can I? I can't up this for any reason, right?
You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold. Then... The lieutenant looks by, somewhat worried as you summon power words to your aid.
Power words.
Yeah, fuck him! Fuck that faggot! Corpse fucking time!
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
Yes.
He sinks
Please
the cutters
do.
into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee for precision. Yes, that's much better form than you had. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet.
And let's be real here, because I failed, I am now healthier for it.
Red ligature mark around it.
Here. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck, on the nape.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour, abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Inspect the genitals. You can give me an option like this and not expect me to press it, to be honest.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch. You should touch it.
Now there's a little bit of a duality. I can't believe I'm saying this, but chat, do we touch the dead man's penis? Might as well, he says. The sheer casualness, Martian. He's just standing there. Well, in for a penny. And hey, Dragon Garland, how's it going?
Doesn't feel like anything. A cold spot under your gardening gloves. Unremarkable and unalive.
It wasn't a remarkable experience after all.
My pig's so fucking ill right now.
Oh, your pig's pretty sick, I gotta say.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are all combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item, hands.
Let the lieutenant...
Hands are clean.
Work
no
alone?
sign of a recent struggle.
Are we expecting
I was.
any?
Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
You don't even have a joke.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related.
I still can't
I
get
think
over
Tom
with how
protuberance.
I can't get over how
Higher
casually he just went in for a penny, Martian. I think we learned something about you today.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart. Hyoid ripped from the force of the lieutenant's hands.
Look inside the dead man's
No
mouth.
scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in. You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, Na. Same for toxicology and serology, unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Keep the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries.
We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fills. Leave a 4th one too.
What about the injuries we inflicted?
So we inflicted them?
Okay, I have inflicted
there's
them.
an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the waters.
The waters are muddy enough?
These pigs are fucking corrupt.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Now, injuries. Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury? So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. A perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Oh, bless Kuno's velocity. It is always maximum. This goes in the book as one of my favorite Kuno lines.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, The description of injury. 2 boxes.
Right. Next. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Wait. So he was killed somewhere else. And Dragon Garland, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. He is deep in thought, eyes fixed on the bright red ring around the dead man's neck.
The man didn't struggle when he was hung. Usually I imagine, like, it's oddly specific. Kim mentions it here that no signs of clawing on the neck. You wouldn't die straight away from a broken neck, I think. You can survive that. You have to separate the spinal cord immediately, then no struggle. That's true. But something tells me that he was killed somewhere else. The 1.5 meters is from Measurehead dropping him from the tree. Yeah, cervical column intact, the spinal cord not severed. But that wouldn't kill you. That would suffocate you, right? So in that case, you have a moment where you'd struggle. So it looks like he is hung here post-mortem. Hey Riku, how's it going? Maybe he was already unconscious? Not from a fall like that. I don't think so. That could be as well. Perhaps so drugged up he didn't struggle. Hyoid bone was fractured. The cervical column intact. Depth of the mark 1. Yeah, it bothers me. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Why do you say that?
I don't think this was the injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Because I talked to the dead. I can't shake the feeling he was doing something else when he died. Why weren't his hands tied? A big man like this, I would have tied his hands when he was marching the gallows. I'm
not usually one to go for these hunches, but I think I agree. I thought we had our cause of death here, officer. Now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
But this is one of those moments that make me perk up in games like this. It's just kind of when a game is so adamant on detailing everything, when a detail in and of itself doesn't correspond with the situation in front of you, it stands out like a sore thumb. So you kind of just go, ooh, wait a minute. Really cool.
Yeah. Well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
Too embarrassing. Actual cause of death, unremarkable.
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something? You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough. His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Yes, there's something we're not seeing.
We are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Where do we find a fridge for the body?
It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
Fuck are you looking at, Beano man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
Only if all else fails. Hurry. This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
Okay, let's see if we can stash it at the hotel. I don't know if we still can because it's fairly late. I don't know if the game handles an actual day-night cycle for the stores.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold. We can pick up where we left off tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me, Kim, because we need to store the body.
Can I help you?
I seem to be in need of a fridge.
Yes, for the dead body. You want to put a dead corpse into my fridge, right? Well, I have a fridge, and you're not putting it here. Because this is a culinary establishment, not a morgue. I can't believe you even asked me.
It would only be for...
Lieutenant, you too? You're asking too? No. The answer is no. I will not turn this place into some kind of macabre circus.
Wow. Turn the lieutenant off like he was a busted old radio. He really is the lord of his realm.
Let's go talk to the Frit clerk.
I don't actually know if they're still open. Also, I have not seen this place at night. Looks cozy. It's one way to marinate the chicken. Hello, game? Hello. Hello.
Is this about the questions again? Because, right behind you.
This is a fridge.
You're joking, right?
I need to store the corpse of the hangman in your fridge.
Okay. It wouldn't even fit, you know.
Now that I'm looking at it, maybe a glass-doored fridge in a public grocery store isn't the best option for storing a corpse.
Okay.
Need to exchange this novel to check for cash.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir. Anything else I can do?
Blow the whole thing on speed and gin right now. Speed and gin. Great combo. Ask some local dealers, maybe.
Okay, so we don't really have a place to store it.
Yes?
There was something that we had to talk to him about. Right, we got the picture. I'm afraid we'll have to ask Kuno.
Fuck does Kuno care? For the fuck imp. Good thing you asked the Kunmeister. Kuno knows a fridge. Perfect for freezing Bacon Man's in a rush. But what's in it for the Kuno? What's the return on Kuno's investment? Kuno's clock's not doing shit. Kuno's got a fuckload of time.
Don't believe him, Kuno. He just wants to use your fridge.
Kuno's got everything Kuno needs. All civics and shit.
You can't buy Kuno, pig. Kuno's already got everything.
By killing in his territory, someone has openly challenged Kuno. It's in his best interest to put them in their place.
I did not expect to hit the double sixes on that.
A dark flame smolders in Kuno's eyes as he ponders your argument, wordless, like kings do.
Alright, Kuno hears ya. See that shit house over there?
Collapsed building with a bookstore?
Cold comes over you as you glance behind him at the crumbling colossus there, casting a shadow on you.
You gotta get in that shit. In there, deep.
How do I get in that building
Through the
again?
bookstore, you gotta beg the book bitch. Used to be you could get in there through the doorbell, jam that shit. Book bitch changed that. Kuno doesn't beg, so Kuno doesn't go there anymore. Yeah, book bitch, beggar. You stupid or something?
He means the bookstore. We have to ask. Plaisance is the mother of the little girl peddling books on the plaza. We have to ask Plaisance in the store.
Impressive note-keeping, Lieutenant.
See, the clod gets it. Listen to your four-eyed friend. Check the fucking basement, pig. Don't you know anything? Always check the fucking basement, recon style.
Doesn't he ever get annoyed with the sound of his own voice?
There's a giant fridge down there. Fucking will fit, no problem. It looks like a white bird or some shit. Try not to piss yourself when you see it. You didn't hear it from Kuno, pig. But don't forget where you heard it from.
Kuno owns you now, pig. You're Kuno's property.
Kuno doesn't fucking...
We're about to store a corpse at maximum velocity. I do hope the bookstore is still open at 11 though. Shit. Well, let's hope the corpse is still bloated and decomposing in timely manner. As it is right now. Hey, game, let me, thank you. Wasn't there something I could do on the balcony? Like talk to Kim about something?
Yes?
Okay, so if I go in here...
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Just a moment. You had some questions.
Oh,
earlier,
right.
I
There you
believe.
go.
And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
I was just there. Why didn't we...
The air outside
Damn
is
it.
brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
I didn't know you
I have a
smoked.
cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette every night while going over my notes. You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy. Yes, it's been a long and eventful day. Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads we can follow up on. In addition, we got that body down from the tree, and we performed a field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with. I still feel like we are missing something, and there's still work to do at the crime scene too.
He's right. You could smell it. That something is missing, even under the overpowering odor of the corpse.
Now, as for interviews, my list of people to talk to here in Martinez, I mean. Very important indeed. Well, we conducted an interview with Evrard Claire.
The soundtrack for this game is fantastic. Actually, let me look something up. There is a vinyl release for this game. I might have to hunt that down now.
He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however. Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief. Moving on. We talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get any information from her. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
It's part of the Jamrock Shuffle.
Alright, and forgive me, this has been bothering me since this morning. How have you managed to run around all day wearing only one shoe?
I couldn't find the other, and I refuse to wear shoes that aren't as cool as the shoe I'm wearing.
Well, there seems to be a shoe that is a match to the one you're wearing further down the balcony. Perhaps
Son of
you
a
can
bitch!
when we're done talking.
You're right. It was there all along.
He's right.
We have found the
Here it
shoe,
is,
Chad.
green and shiny under the glowing whirling rainbow. The sky above is dark.
Imagine how much faster you could run wearing a cool patent leather shoe.
Oh, mon ami, thank you! I've become a fine gentleman because of you!
It's all because we found both shoes. How's it going, Ray? How did you get the body down became racist? Pretty much.
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Ravachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Ravachol. Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's
Wanna get some
preferable to
coffee
serve
in
a
you, right?
station cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception.
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
And so if I kill someone on
You have
duty?
to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness.
Ve Victus!
Yeah, Ve Victus indeed.
Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them. Yes, the international community's mission in Ravachol, and the Morality more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Ravachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum. The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, how would you describe
They're a
them?
union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
I still really find it fascinating that I am learning a lot about this world, but know nothing of it at the same time.
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats. Interesting question. It's
Dolores Day again.
Forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from.
Something ominous. Something even a little feminine. But in a strict manner.
Have you played Outer Wilds? I have heard that it was a pretty surreal experience. Like, I don't think I've ever played it. I usually confuse it with another game. I think it was Outer Worlds.
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
For you, she is something painful, though it's hard to say why.
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad, but the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me. Do you?
We need them here, giving us the right to police Revachol. You've seen the places in humanism. We are stooges. I'm curious about this one.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes. Then you will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially, vigilantes is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over.
We're not officially named yet, but we know that people have been calling us Harry Dubois.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH. It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Night. Captain Bartholomew Price steps into the yard. A piebald horse waits by the motor carriage, chewing oats out of an oat bag. Seagulls fly overhead. The sky is black. Captain Price wears a black suit and a standard patrol coat as he mounts the horse to head home. Rows of houses on either side, hunching over the sidewalks, and Precinct 41 with its dome roof growing distant. Around him, the streets are silent. The kid on the corner waves at the captain as he takes the turn on Petition and Main. The horse neighs. The captain nods back.
You know, it's so easy to kind of get lost in just listening to the narrator talk about whatever it is that he wants to talk about.
Thanks, kid, he thinks. He's grateful.
I hope our investigation will help improve this situation here, at least do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes. Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
First, I'm gonna get my shoe. Shoes, plural.
There they both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet. It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are. Good, they're balanced, comfy, Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Actually disappointed that wasn't a trophy. That's fair. I mean...
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
I mean... At least we got our shoes, right? The trophy is in our hearts. I'm actually kind of curious what happens.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes.
Trophy for getting dressed. Hey, it's an achievement, alright? Well, no, it's a trophy,
and
but...
then sleep. And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want
Obviously,
to sleep.
You're in bed with your eyes closed.
What happened there?
But it's not happening. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly.
Thank you,
This is
Super
your
Duck.
body here, intimate and warm, breathing.
True trophy we got along the way was the one we wear on our feet.
Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts? Fall asleep
Your
now?
breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
I am so hoping for a dream sequence here. Please don't just wake up. Ah, thank you. Blessed video game. Oh. Oh, this is an extraordinary sight. Wait, there you go.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What is
What it
this?
says on the can. Answer the question.
Ooh. I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face? You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth? Oh no, funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back.
It's gone. 3 times
Hey, witness,
gone
how's it
and never
going?
coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them.
God,
you
this
really
voice.
fucked up.
This voice is so good.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed.
Stinky boy.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet. Grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
I love this game so much. A little bit, yeah.
Good going, buddy.
What the hell was that? I just have the most beautiful, uplifting dreams. Is that, how it's going to be when I close my eyes?
Yes. Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What chick?
You don't know. You don't know. Some broad that messed you up. It'll come to you. It always does.
What the hell is going on with me?
Why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Well, why is
it's
this
just
happening?
that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
No, I can take this. I'm not going to go looking for
Are you
speed.
sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
And that's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Alright. I think this is going to be a good spot to call it. Kind of start next week a little bit fresh and allow me to recover a little bit more. But thank you all so much for being here. I really freaking appreciate it. Hopefully, everybody had just as much fun along the ride as I am having right now. It's a great game, honestly. It's kind of hard to really define what makes it great, but like it's just so all-encompassing. Like it really envelops you and immerses you in the experience. Like it's probably one of the bleakest explorations of the human psyche I have seen in a video game. One of the. Like Sanitarium is also pretty high up there. Like if you like this, by the way, I think it was Sanitarium. Let me take a gander real quick. Yes, Sanitarium. It's a 1998 point-and-click adventure game that, especially if you enjoy this kind of content or this kind of type of video game, I highly recommend checking that out as well. It is a trip to be sure. Hey, that is a familiar emote. But as always, I'll be back on Monday, and I'm gonna rest up a little bit, get my voice back in shape after the flu did a number on it, and hopefully see you all on Monday. Thank you all so much for being here. I really freaking appreciate the continued support. Hopefully things will get a bit more stable from next week. Hopefully, we'll see. And yeah. In the meantime, thank you so much for hanging out. If you're new to the stream, do consider hitting that follow button if you had a good time. And Pockets, thank you so much for the bits. Really freaking appreciate it. And Steve, Kellen, Wexford, Hope, Raycat, and Verfreeze, thank you all so much for the subs. Thank you so much for your continued support. And hopefully we'll see you all soon. If you haven't already, do check out the YouTube content if you're craving something more. And if you enjoyed hanging out with this community, you can also join the Discord. And hopefully see you guys there. But with that said, thank you so much. Really freaking appreciate it. And hopefully see you all after the weekend. Y'all have a fantastic one. In the meantime, stay beautiful, keep on gaming, dudes, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.